Nobody knows what's going to happen now. So there is a little town just north of Paris, Texas, called Hugo, Oklahoma. Told you there were quite a few small towns in Hugo. It's about 20 miles north of Paris, Texas. We were hired to play a concert there a couple years back. And we were driving into town, and I had never even heard of Hugo, Oklahoma. Have any of you? Oh, one lone soul has said yes. Well, apparently, first of all, you need to know this about me. In my previous life, before I gave up all of my dreams for the dream of becoming a rock star, I was a trapeze artist. Oh, by the way. So, I have a history of, circusy tendencies. So we were driving into Hugo, Oklahoma, and the little sign that says, "Welcome to Hugo," on the bottom says, "Circus City, USA." Well, you can imagine my curiosity was piqued. I'd never heard of Hugo, Oklahoma. And you would think if it was truly Circus City, USA, I would have heard of it. Well, it turns out there have been several circuses that spend their winter in Hugo, Oklahoma for the past many decades. And we drove into town in March, just after they left. That was disappointing. Anyway, we settled into our lodging, and we asked the gal who was running the place we were staying, what is there to do now that we've missed the circus? What is there to do in this town? And she said, I guess the best thing to do is to go to the cemetery. So I did. I never, turned down a suggestion when it seems like the logical choice. So I took myself to the cemetery, and I was walking around, and it's a large, very old cemetery. It's beautiful, a lot of old trees and stuff, and I'm walking around, I'm thinking, okay, this is nice, and, there's nothing better to do in this town than to hang out with the dead people. So I was hanging out, and I was beginning to pretty much write it off as your average cemetery, maybe larger and possibly more trees, but still, you've seen one cemetery, you've pretty much seen them all. And then I stumbled into this section, and I started noticing there were all these little cement elephants just kind of peppering the ground. I'm thinking, well, this is eccentric. And I start looking at the headstones, and there's carvings of jugglers and wire walkers and trapeze artists. And I'm looking around me, and it dawns on me that I am in a circus cemetery. And I look around, and I see there is this enormous monolith with this man carved into it, and at the bottom it says, "Strong John, he had more friends than Santa Claus." And I'm reading these headstones, and there's all these witty, clever, circusy, clowny type things written, and this place is called Showman's Rest. Well, my people, there they were. So, I had to write a song about it, because that's what I do. This is called Flowers and Stone.
Hugo, you'll notice its rare history. The sound on the breeze of the hum and the squeeze of a faraway calliope. If you go to Hugo, magic is hanging in the air, with a catcher's release and a last resting peace. The circus takes its final curtain there. Flowers and stone, There lies Louise of the swinging trapeze, famed for her triple to the bar. Now she's spinning the breeze as she hangs from her knees and circles a falling star. Flowers and storm, you're finally home. Through tears and through laughter, you're here ever after, no more to roam.
Nothing left but empty popcorn sacks and wagon tracks. The circus is gone.
Flowers and storm, you wandered alone. Love that was passing is now everlasting, eternally known. Flowers and storm, you're finally home. Through tears and through laughter, you're here ever after, no more to roam. Through tears and through laughter, you're here ever after, no more to roam.
Thank you.